Hello everyone, my name is Jelson Joseph and today is the day 5 of building a football AI analyst system. And today uh, I would like to explore what I learned, what I built today. Um, Today's day was mostly spent on um, exploring, asking questions, and of course doing some building again. So let's get started. So while building this project, as I progressed through this one, I realized that um, the data set, the basically to build this data, to build this system, the one thing we are doing is asking questions. So without knowing what kind of questions to ask, here I wrote down some points. Without knowing what kind of questions to ask, we won't know like what would it will be difficult for us to know what we are building. Okay, so I stepped into the shoes of an analyst. I will show you here. Yes, so so here you can see these screens here. There are 4 screens here. This is my research, what I did. So let's explore it one by one. So in simple words, what I'm trying to say is we have to know who will use the product. That is one thing. The football analyst, even the football analyst, he's a data numbers guy, but he answers directly to the coach. Okay, and coach doesn't cares about data and numbers. He cares about what happened in the game. He cares about tactics and all. So we have to adhere to that scenarios and we have to build according to that. So so yeah, that's what it is. So this is the first research. I asked it, I told it about, do you know about Metrica sports data set? It's obviously said yes, and I gave it some context about what it is. So I told it to what kind of visualizations and query. Yes, one thing is query, what will output, and second thing is we should know what we are getting also. If these two are not clear, we will have difficulty in building. So that's why I tried getting it clear about what kind of questions I'm asking and what kind of output I'm getting. Okay, going more specifically, more in detail. Okay, so first thing it told me was like you are using a UI query region where you are user asks specific question. Okay, so it told me query to visualization pipeline. It told me about tactical module, spatial and geometry. We can ask based on the data we have. And yes, one thing I want to specify it before going forward is the data we have. We have only tracking data, we have single match data, and we have anonymized data. There are no names of players. Okay, so and two types of data we have is event data and tracking data of home and away. We should and my approach was that I should think in a optimistic way of using what I have instead of going for more data hunting. So that's one thing of like data analyst mindset should be like, what can you do with what you have instead of going and asking for more and like crying that you don't have this one and etc. Okay, so I stick to that principle, and I told myself that we cannot go and build player profiles here. We don't know which player played there. We don't know Messi or Ronaldo or Mohamed Salah or Cole Palmer or whoever it be. We don't know who played there, which match it was. We don't know even the match. We don't know which date it was played. Completely anonymized and like anonymous, and we have to use based on that. Okay, so I told it specifically that based on that, what kind of things we can do. Yeah, so he told me first research was this. Gemini told me tactical module, spatial and geometry. Where did first 10 players spend most of their in the player 10 spend most of the first half. Visualization could be 2D pitch map, etc. Who control the midfield at exactly specific time, pitch control or Voronoi diagram. Specific, it's like football related, this one, okay. Yeah, here you can see the visualization. How stretched was the home team's defense when they lost the ball. Convex hull pitch map, again data visualization techniques. Again, second would be the interaction module, passing and networks, means how the passes and this one, all this is graphs, okay. This is graphs and spatial geometry type, one thing we found out first inside. Second is pass and networks, graph and nodes, okay. Who was the away team's main playmaker, pass network graph. How did the home team lose the ball most, zonal hex bin graph. Again directional vector graph, map we saw here, okay. The third thing is physical module kinematics. Now we have each second has 25 frames, so if we can connect each one, we'll get a video type strip, okay. I'll show you in the that's what we did here in today's development also. We'll see like a module, like how did the first goal happen. If we do that, we'll get a small video strip, okay, animation type. So based on that, it's like time series data only, and here this kind of insights we can get. So slowly by slowly we are understanding that queries are endless, okay. Queries are endless. Like I can ask simple questions like what happened at minute 7. I can ask me intermediate questions like what was the midfield control area in the middle of the game. Or I can ask complex questions like what was this winger speed during the last 15 minutes of the game, and how it did lead to an attacking this one, okay. So let's explore more. Okay, so let's continue. Next thing what we do is, second research I did was I did more into this little bit vague, so I told it more, I give it more context here. I told it I have specific this only this much amount of data, I don't have more data. You tell me what I can do with this, okay. So it told me like, yeah, it broke down my data, individual player metric, etc. again, and I told it to like deep dive into the use case specific. How will I know what questions to ask? Again, I told you, because the questions is limitless, infinite number of questions we can ask, and like how do I know which question is my use case and which I don't, etc. okay. So it told me you have to ask questions based on the player profiles, who will ask. One thing I told you, head coach, his tactics and strategy, scouting and sporting director. Here too mostly player profiles won't be built, but we can understand, but this is more not use case. Performance coach also we can use because of the speed and kinematics data we can get, but main focus is the coach, okay. And second maybe focus will be the like performance coach, how much fast and all, okay. The spectrum of use cases, okay. Fundamental counting means data that you can count. I like tried again understanding like how we can structure data, because questions are limited. I'm telling again and again, we have to group together the questions, because otherwise we won't know, like anyone can come in and put random question, okay. So fundamental counting, total passes, etc. Spatial, again same, see the like relation here, same thing they are saying, spatial and visual. Derived complex data, like using speed, velocity, you can calculate, you can derive that based on the data you have. Elect and contextual, like pitch control, it is a like football related thing, like spatial and derived to understand context, you can understand the context. So you can see that it is a stack by stack layer. One level of data depends on the one below it, so dependency is there, okay. So working issues, this one no need here. Again I told you, but how do I know how many parts of football are there? I tried diving deep again, I tried asking more questions again, like no, this is not sufficient, I need more context, okay. So it told me like their structure, their defense, their map, their patterns, there's so many again like possibility of multiple divergence, infinite possible possibility of analysis, etc. Okay, so it gave me a master matrix and 4 phases of this is my first level of insight. Okay, after the research, this is my first level of insight. It told me tactical and technical thing, spatial and structural, and physical fitness. And it will be based on individual level, the player, the group level, the unit, and the team, the system. Okay, passing accuracy, how midfielder and winger combine, overall possession, pitch control, distance covered between 4 defenders, etc., top sprint speed, top distance. And remember, we are only using all these things. Every single piece of analysis is built on the data we have. No extra data is used. Okay, only on the data we have. So again, it told me to game filter that final dimension is like, I have to understand that in football there is 4 phases of play. Everything football can be broken down into 4 phases of play. The continuous play. Okay, the 5th phase is set pieces. Okay, in possession you have the ball. If you lose the ball, you go into defensive transition. You are trying to recover, and after defensive transition you are trying to get organized, and like the ball is out of position, you're trying to defend in shape, and the 4th is you're trying to win the ball and you're going back to attacking transition, and you're trying to counter attack. Okay, this is like only when the ball is in motion. Okay, the 5th phase is set pieces, free kicks, corner kicks, penalties, kickoffs, goal kick, etc. All these things are covered in the 5th phase. Okay, so this becomes more clear. This was my first level of insight, what I discovered today. Okay, and I told also asked again what level of visualizations are there. Again, it tried to explain me more and more. I'll here this insights is not necessary. I will go to the next one. Okay, so yeah, this is the 3rd phase of research. I started coding out again. Here I told this one anti-gravity to like tell me like what all. Here main focus was when I entered the 3rd phase of research. I already had understanding that main phases of football is like can be combined into spatial and geometry, understanding space, nodes and diagrams. 2nd is physical, kinematics, and 3rd is what was the 3rd one? What was the 3rd one? Technical, tactical and technical, means structure of the game. Okay, so basically I found a pattern in this. Now one thing is like based on these things I understood what kind of questions to ask. But now the second question came about, the main doubt came again. I will know what to ask, but what will I know what to get? Understood? Like how will I know what will I get visualized? What visualization will I get? How will I get? How the data will be shown to me? I cannot read numbers and show to the head coach. Okay, so I started asking here was like what kind of visualizations will be there. So it told me spatial and control, same thing. Okay, same, maybe the bifurcation is more, but same concept is used. Spatial and control and geometry, Warnier diagrams, pitch control overlays, convex hulls, line height in this one. Passing and connectivity, graph theory, this is like how players interact with nodes. You will find nodes here. Movement and kinematics, physics of the velocity and acceleration, density and matched narrative, statistics, action heat maps, event barcodes, etc. Advanced mathematical models, this one is like more into the like what probabilistically things, expected goals, short maps, grids here. So yeah, it's all there. Then again I asked you, but I told him again that even the coach won't care about this. What matters is what the coach understands. So I told that we have to talk in the coach language. So coach, again I told, in position, build up and progression, in position, final, third and chance creation, out of position, high pressing, low, mid block, and rest defense, attacking transitions, counter attacks, defensive transitions, counter pressing, physicality and work rate. These are the things coach cares about. And how do we represent it? Possession, past networks, progress, flow maps, pitch control, etc. Final chance, third creation, passing lane space creations, defensive action, heat maps, unit spacing, break rates, out of position, low mid block, attacking transitions, counter attacks, spin trails, comets, defensive transitions, counter pressing, reaction intensity tracking, etc. And physicality, workload, kinematics, dashboards, etc. The keys to the kingdom is 4 levels of maths are here. Okay, mathematical primitives, fundamentals we need here. See, football is a chaotic system. If you like, it's not simply a game like 11 plus 11, 22 players and 123 ball is third item. 23 things are in play here. There is connection, there in the play of things here. So it's kind of a mathematical model where we can calculate it by visualize it by computational geometry, graph theory, probability, and physics and calculus. It may sound trendy and like fancy words, but this is actually it. Players intuitively use this to build the game. Okay, we are going out of topic anyways. So this is what I researched on. Okay, so the last phase of research was based on this. I told this to like give me, I started getting closer and closer to understanding what kind of input questions do I want to ask, how to group them, what kind of output visualizations I will get. Okay, now main thing was combining these two. I cannot go and ask visualization for something that which cannot be represented, or how will I ask a question of something which I cannot get visualized, vice versa things. So I started asking this Claude again and others. It told me, it gave me layers of dependencies. Okay, the one thing I liked it about this is here. See, pyramids of dependency and stack. Okay, it started from layer 0. What we have tracking data, everything is this. Layer 1 is structuring, preparation, merge, home and data, etc. We all did that. We can ask, what this enables is we can ask direct questions. Where was by player for 23 frames 504. We already saw this visualizations. Okay, we here. Layer 2 would be kinematics, single player code. Everything is dependent on the other. Okay, velocity, direction of movement, acceleration. This kinematics physics is involved here. Third layer 3 is geometry. Same. Okay, now even though patterns are different, definitions are different, or this is different, but they are coming to the same conclusions. Kinematics, geometry, tactics, spatial, etc. aggregations, and event tracking, fusion, etc. Tactical and structural metrics, team phase, etc. Now this is the, by layer 6 is like what coach usually uses to evaluate a match. By layer 6 the language is we are speaking the language of a coach, and okay, so and it is understandable by a coach. And like pitch control is deterministic model. This is like more into probabilistic thing, but deterministic. Okay, and layer 8 is probabilistically. So yeah, this is how these pyramid structures are. Again, I asked this about visualization layers. It gave me 8 visualization layers, text and numbers, tables and matrices. See, visualizations can be from cars, etc., bar graphs, charts, etc., to maps, specific football related visualization, pitch visualizations, heat maps, nodes and graphs, etc., basic charts, static pitch maps, etc., heat maps, network and relation diagram, time series, overlay, temporal charts, etc. Okay, animations and sequence replays. So this is what it is about. Okay, so now I'll tell you about now thing is clear about what today day went by. Means what today's objective was: understanding data, asking the right questions according to how a football analyst or coach would ask, grouping them, what input, what visualizations we found, geometry, kinematics, and tactics, and nodes and graphs. These 4 levels of data, mathematical primitives will be there, and based on this everything can be done. These are not fancy terms, these are actually what we'll use. Okay, and now I want to now second part of this recording would be like what I did today. Here, see how far our development has reached. Okay, see, I have to turn on nets. Wait a minute. Okay, let's start. Net has been connected. So what we'll do here is like I have already this one ready here of what we up to the development we have done. So I've done so far. I've divided it into batches and testing of what we'll do. Okay, see, this is the first test. One moment in time, same thing what we did last time. Okay, snapshots, typical shot. Okay, now this is the development we have done so far. I run this, see here, you can see the animation here. See guys, here, see here guys, this is not magic, of course. This is like simple, yes, pointing the this one and like building a movie of all the coordinates frame by frame. Okay, but you can see there is a the nodes and graphs are there now, sticks and this all are there, so we can understand what is the direction of the ball and all that. This is predicated. Okay, it was not given in the like this one. I think it was given. I think yes, it was given in the event. Sorry for that. Okay, let's see what all things again you can do. Show me the first yellow card. It will take time. See here. So this is what happens here, which led to the first yellow card. Okay, next is ordered and relative events. Show me the first shot. Show me the last goal before this one. I'll not go through every single thing because it's understandable. See here the direction is given. Okay, ball is here, bang. See, there is a green line, green arrow here, and an orange arrow of the goal being scored. See here, bang. So this is what we can build before 50 minutes. If it exits, it will show me. If it exists, it will show last goal before 50 minutes. Okay, I think it was last goal was in the, this is the last goal only. Okay, show me the last first pass after this one. Okay, how many shots this one? One, two, and how many shots were there in the period 2? Okay, see here it will tell frame exactly how many shots. It's not giving a proper explanation. Okay, anyway, all this works okay basically, but I was also expecting some kind of explanation also. See here, yeah, now I told you I was trying to play with the visualization. Static events we can get animations even so far. Now based on this we can even draw tables, okay, and aggregate results we can get. So okay, what was the, let's try this one. Yes, here more, what was the away team's line height at the second corner? See here, It's giving more of this one here, card format data. We will use this to, here no graphs and maps were there, okay. I just focused on more on pitch diagrams, and also it wasn't yeah, so pitch diagrams only mostly. Show me the build up to the goal. Yeah, see, let's see, this is interesting. Here I will not give anything. First it will identify this is the first goal, it will identify accordingly and build up here. See, 1 2 3 winger, fling in and player wing. Nice goal. Yeah, see. Anyways, comparison query will fail. I'll show you. I don't know exactly what it will fail. Yeah, I think this one routes were not written. Now report query. Now see, report. Okay, this is LLM1 summary. Resolve the key away. Now see, in tactical terms, away show the team spread wider its shape, open up. Now this is nice. Okay, this is maybe seeing simply, but simple thing only, but it's able to like gather the numbers and like give an explanation of the numbers. That's what sport analysts or tactical writers do in the newspaper or news reports, or when analyzing a team's match. Okay, so it's able to do that is a good thing here. It may seem simple, but it's a good thing. I've not analyzed whether it's correct or not. Okay, but we'll do that later. Better data model, better data, this one will be done. And this one, batch also will fail like batch 6, or will give a weak analysis. Here somewhat it gathered winger, I think winger's movement. Yeah, try to capture something. Okay, because all these are not expected to be perfect, so you cannot say show me the winger's movement. It's like how do you mathematically represent it? Show me when the pass was effective. How do you define effectiveness? Who's accelerated the fastest? We haven't calculated kinematic data, so we don't know. Okay, so this is what the current stage of the project is right now. Okay, so we'll continue from this later. Bye.